Welcome back, everyone. It's grammar time with Mrs. Clevenger again. And you know what that means. You're going to need your ELA notebook and a pencil, and we're going to be taking some notes. Last week, we were learning about prepositions. This week, we're going to extend our knowledge about prepositions and talk about prepositional phrases. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. If you still have no idea what a preposition is, you might want to go back and watch that video and take some really good notes because it's going to be really difficult to identify prepositional phrases if you have no idea what a preposition is. Why? Because all prepositional phrases start with the preposition. So grab that notebook and get ready. Here we go. Prepositional phrases. Remember, prepositions are words that show a relationship between a noun or pronoun and another word. Here's an example. The book sat on the shelf. The word on is the preposition. It tells us where the book sat. Remember, preposition tells us about the relationship between book and shelf. They act like a bridge, giving us those details and telling us more about the book and the shelf. The book sat on the shelf. Remember from last week, there are several different types of prepositions. The three main types of prepositions that we are focusing on right now are the when, where, and how. The ones that tell us about where something is located, or when something happens, or movement or direction, how something moves. You're going to want to write this down. A prepositional phrase always begins with the preposition, and it always contains an object. It always starts with the preposition and ends with the object of the preposition. Here's another example. The book sat on the shelf. On is the preposition. On what? The shelf. So shelf is the object of the preposition. On and shelf and all the words in between make up the prepositional phrase. On the shelf. Starts with the preposition, ends with the object, all the words in between make up the prepositional phrase. Preposition, object of preposition. Remember to pause whenever you need to and go back as often as you need to. Prepositional phrases often act like adjectives or adverbs. They tell us when and where and which. The book sat on the shelf. In this example, the prepositional phrase is acting like an adverb. It's telling you where the book sat. I read the book on the shelf. In this example, the prepositional phrase is acting like an adjective, telling you which book was read. Now we're going to circle the prepositions and underline the prepositional phrases. Now remember what I said in the beginning of the video, whenever you're trying to identify or find the prepositional phrase, the first thing you need to do is look for the preposition, okay? Because all prepositional phrases always start with the preposition. Let's look at the first example. The students ate lunch at 12 p.m. We need to first look for the preposition. The is an article. That's not a preposition. Students, noun. Ate is a verb. Lunch is a noun. At, whoop, there we go. That is our preposition. That is the beginning of our prepositional phrase. Now, at what? At 12 p.m. There we go. That's our prepositional phrase. Find the preposition and the object that it's talking about. That's your prepositional phrase. Let's look at the next one. Luke is resting under the umbrella. Remember, prepositions tell us when, where, or how. Luke is resting. Oh, under. There you go. That tells us where. Under what? Umbrella. Umbrella is the object of the preposition. It is what the preposition is referring to. Together, and all the words in between, they make up the prepositional phrase. Luke is resting under the umbrella. Under the umbrella is the prepositional phrase. Let's look at the next one. A bear climbed up the tall tree. Look for the preposition first. Which one of these words has to do with where, when, or a direction or how something moves? You guessed it, it's up. Up is the preposition. Up what? What is it talking about? It's not talking about the bear. It's talking about the tree. The preposition up is referring to the tree. Tree is the object. So together, and all the words in between, make up the prepositional phrase, up the tree. Let's look at the next one. Eileen sat by her friend at lunch. Oh, this one's a little bit tricky because there's a double whammy here. Let's look for the words that have to do with where, when, or direction or movement. By, right? That tells us where. Eileen sat by her friend. At lunch, though, at is still also a preposition. So there's actually two here. So by her friend is one prepositional phrase, and at lunch is an additional prepositional phrase. By tells us where, and at tells us when. So that one has two prepositional phrases. Sean ran across the grass field. Let's first look for the word that tells us when, where, or how. Sean, that's a noun. Ran, that's a verb. Oh, across, right? That tells us movement or direction. And across what? Across the field. The field is the object of the preposition. Everything in between the preposition and the object makes up the prepositional phrase. Oop, there we go. So remember, prepositional phrases always start with the preposition and end with the object of the preposition. Can you identify the objects of the preposition? Yeah, because we were just talking about them, right? So let's look at that first one again. At what? At 12 p.m. 12 p.m. is the object of the preposition. Under what? Under the umbrella. Umbrella is the object that under is referring to. Up the tall tree. Tree is what up is referring to. Up what? The tree. Okay, this one is the double whammy. By her friend. Friend is what she's sitting by, right? Is what by is referring to. At what? At lunch. Lunch is the object of the preposition for the preposition at. Across the grass field. Across what? The field. The field is the object of the preposition for the preposition across. Now I bet you're getting it. Pause and always go back and watch it again if you need to. Now we're going to unscramble the words to make a prepositional phrase. Now remember, prepositional phrases always need to begin with a preposition. Desk inside that. Well, that doesn't even make sense. We need to pull out, the first word needs to be the preposition. Ooh, I know that inside is the preposition. So it needs to be inside the desk. There we go. Inside what? The desk. Desk is the object. Together, and all the words in between make up the prepositional phrase. They're over door. We need to first pull out the preposition. Prepositions have to do with when, where, or how. It would be over their door. Over is the preposition. Over what? The door. Door is the object. Together, they make the prepositional phrase. During the fall. During what? Fall. On the narrow path. On is the preposition. On what? Path is the object of the preposition. Those two words and everything in between make up the prepositional phrase. My new at school. That doesn't make any sense, right? We need to unscramble it. Let's see. It would be at. That's the preposition because that tells us where. It needs to be at my new school. At what school is the object? Let's practice identifying the objects again. I kind of already gave them away, didn't I? Inside the what? Inside the desk. That's the object of the preposition. Over their door. Over what? The door. That's the object of the preposition over. During what? During fall. That's the object. On the narrow path. On what? The path. That is the object of that example. At my new school. At what? School is the object. Now I bet you're getting it. Now remember, prepositions and prepositional phrases are a little bit tricky. So you might need to go back and watch the video again, take good notes, and also make sure you're doing the practice activities each day. Okay, also if you need extra help, there's extra video links available. Have a great one. See you next time, everybody. Bye.